What is going on, people? So just doing a quick update here for Bitcoin. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Now, I wanted to dive into this very quickly. I'm going to keep this short and sweet and just look at some trades that are potentially in play here. I might look at the stock RSI and the RSI and a few other little bits and bobs like that. Let me just take this off for now. Right, but I'm going to get into the time frame here. Just look at the EMAs and the candlestick patterns that I'm seeing right now. Potentially, what sort of play Bitcoin is in right now. So potentially, what I'm seeing here, over the last couple of days, I'd say, Bitcoin came up, and I think what it's done is formed this sort of double bottom here on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so you've got this low here and another low here, symmetrical low, basically. Very small difference in price action at the wicks, but that sort of pattern is you've come up, you've broken out that double bottom, you've come back for support, and now you're coming up again. Okay, so you've turned this, basically this was previous resistance, you've now turned it into support, and you're getting a bounce off it. Okay, so the technical target of this double bottom pattern is from the neckline of the W here, okay, to the wick here, and you can see where you break out of this line, you're in a technical target right now. What Bitcoin, I think, is trying to get to potentially is a price of around excuse me for a second, sorry. It's a price of around, I think it's around 21.3k roughly. You can see where it's trying to get to. It's 21.3k. Okay, and if it does come up to that point, then you are coming into other little resistance line. You've had resistance here. This sort of area around here is quite strong resistance, you can see. Okay, so potentially what's happening right now is Bitcoin is just starting to come down. It's coming up, it's going to come back up in range in this sort of zone that it's ranged in before, and potentially still come back down and play. The only reason I think that we're going to still have further downside here, just by looking at the charts, is if we look at the daily time frame. Okay, let's look at the daily time frame for Bitcoin here. What you can see is potentially you've got some sort of in some manner, it's like a rising wedge. Okay, and you're trying to get back up to the daily 20 EMA here, but if you fail to get up to that daily 20 EMA, or you come up still ranging within this triangle, and you do come up and hit your head, if you come down and lose this ascending level of support here, I can't tell you exactly where that is, but there's an ascending level of support, and it's up this line here. So if Bitcoin comes down, bounces up to the 20s, comes down to the lower 21s again, and loses this sort of area of support, 21.543k, that is where it potentially starts to get nasty again, and you are going to start to roll over and retest this low down here, this 17k, I believe it is it 17k? 17.6k. Okay, and potentially that is a play. Now, you can break out from these patterns to the upside. Okay, you can, and if you was to come up and break above resistance and hold the 20, break above the 20 and hold it as support, your next technical target for me would be this 55. And as you can see, this is creeping down. What potentially could happen is you could potentially run into this 55 at the previous level of support we had before we had this rollover here. Okay, so you could potentially say that if you broke out, you'd be running back up to this level of resistance that was previously support, and that area I would expect you to get rejected, okay, and see further downside. So do be careful, because we could be in some massive double W bottom pattern here, where you're going to come down and retest these lows at some point. Depends on this breakout here of this rising wedge, which way it breaks out to. Okay, it could take a while, or it could happen quite quickly, and you could bounce back up. After capitulation, you do sort of see a fast reversal. But if it takes more time, the likelihood of you getting up as quickly is going to be slower, and we are going to drag on a little bit longer. Now, zooming out quickly to the weekly, just before I go off this update, and just keeping it simple here, you can see that we had the death cross on the weekly time frame. Okay, and this was back in the 2nd of May that formed, right? And since then, you basically had capitulation, right? Okay, now you are looking for some sort of relief here, but is it now? Are you still going to continue down in this massive ABC steep correction and find a lower than the low we currently have? And closing below this 19k previous bull market top is quite negative, because Bitcoin hasn't ever done it in its structural history of data on the charts. Okay, but what we're looking at here and what we're actually seeing is capitulation, and I do think we are entering great opportunity zones to make generational wealth with. People were complaining back at 67k, saying it was too expensive to buy, and now it's all the way down here. They're complaining that, oh no, I'm going to lose my money if I buy it. So try and keep not financial advice, but try and keep a neutral mind state when it comes to trading, because it's very, very risky. Okay, guys, it's nice to see some green on the board today. Some projects are doing quite well, as Bitcoin is having a little bit of sense of relief here. But again, if you was to start pumping up, you've got to get back above these EMAs on the weekly here as they come down. You have to get back above them. To you know, when you get bull crosses like this, a bull cross, when you get above the EMAs and hold the EMAs, this is when you're in a super uptrend. When you start to hit your head on the EMAs and you're under them, you know, you're in a strong downtrend. So do be careful, guys. That's just a quick update today. Sorry for my absence for the past few months. But yeah, hopefully I should be back soon with more videos. Until then, take care. Peace out from China TA.